Inanna, Hailey Bailey's Painful Descent. Sacred content warning. Beloved, before we begin, this video carries themes of struggle love, heartbreak, abuse, public humiliation, and relationship betrayal, especially as it affects Black women. If you are healing from toxic partnerships, love addiction, or childhood wounds, please know that this space holds deep truth and sacred rage for you. My intention is not to wound you further, but to help you name what hurt you and to assist you with your healing. However, if you choose not to stay for today's video due to the possibility of becoming triggered, I honor that choice as well. And please do join me for a future video. With that said, you do not have to stay in hell just because you once called it love. Now let's begin. Introduction. Inanna, Halle Bailey's Painful Descent. Have you ever faced heartbreak so deep that it felt like your whole identity was stripped away? Or you find yourself in a situation where the person you once trusted betrayed you? You questioning everything? What if I told you that there's an ancient goddess whose journey mirrors this exact experience? One who holds the wisdom of transformation through pain. That goddess is Inanna, and her story is as relevant now as it was thousands of years ago. Welcome to the Dark Mother Mysteries, the temple where the sacred, the sovereign, and the shadow parts of womanhood are remembered, honored, and restored. Who am I? I am Shadow Moon, priestess, oracle, and head mistress of the Sacred Mystery School, a space where we reclaim the lost feminine wisdom, honor the divine dark mother, and restore balance to a world that has forgotten its roots. If you are reclaiming your power, rejecting societal conditioning, and walking the sovereign path of the dark feminine, you are home. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Lesson 1: The reality of power and manipulation in relationships. I want to talk about Inanna because of what I'm witnessing today, especially when it comes to young women and women in general, and the way we navigate relationships with men. From an early age, boys are often taught how to manipulate girls, sometimes directly, sometimes subtle, through the messages they absorb from society. These same boys grow up to become men who have mastered the art of control, deception, and emotional manipulation, turning relationships into a game where power is the ultimate prize. I've seen it firsthand. I once had a male friend who told me he read the 48 Laws of Power in high school. High school, y'all. And then used those same exact principles to manipulate me when we got older. Looking back, it was calculated and intentional. And the truth is, this happens to so many women, often without us even realizing it until we're deep in the cycle of control, confusion, and emotional conditioning. That's why Inanna's myth is so important. Her story is not just about love, power, and ascension, it's about descent, loss, and survival. She teaches us that being stripped of everything doesn't mean the end, it means transformation. It means reclaiming power on your own terms. And in a world where so many women are caught up in relationships that drain them, shame them, and break them down, her wisdom is more relevant now than ever. Lesson 2: Who is Inanna and why her story matters now? Excuse me. Inanna is one of the oldest known goddesses in human history, worshipped in ancient Mesopotamia, as the queen of the heaven and earth. Unlike quote unquote light goddesses who embody purity and serenity, Inanna embraces the full spectrum of existence. She is bold, sensual, ambitious, but also deeply connected to shadow, transformation, and the messy reality of human emotions. She doesn't shy away from pain, betrayal, or grief. She walks straight into it, and with what And that's what makes her different. She teaches us that power isn't just about love and light, but it's about facing the darkness head on. Lesson two: Inanna's descent as a metaphor for heartbreak, betrayal, and spiritual breakdown. Inanna's most famous myth is her descent into the underworld. She willingly chooses to enter the realm of her sister Erishkigal, but as she moves through the gates, she is forced to shed everything: her crown, her jewels, her robes, until she stands before her sister completely stripped of her identity. This is what heartbreak, public humiliation, and betrayal feels like. Whether it's in a relationship that drains you, a toxic cycle that keeps repeating, or a loss that shakes your spirit, an honest descent is our descent. She shows us that sometimes life strips us bare, not to destroy us, but to prepare us for rebirth. Lesson three: while all women, but especially Black women, need her myth, there's a reason her story resonates with women today, especially Black women. Excuse me, especially Black women. We live in a society that often demands that we hold it together no matter the pain. We face expectations to be strong, nurturing, forgiving, even when it means sacrificing ourselves. But Anana's myth teaches us that breaking down is part of the transformation. She reminds us that suffering doesn't define us, it initiates us into deep wisdom, power, and sovereignty if you allow it to. Lesson four: alchemizing pain into power. Pain is not an initiation. It is something you have to endure to in order to embrace your power. But what if the hardships you face could be transformed, not erased, but redefined into something greater? And Anna didn't emerge from the underworld broken. She came back changed, carrying wisdom, knowledge, and a deeper understanding of her own worth and strength. This is the process of alchemy, turning what was meant to weaken you into fuel for your power. Think about the pain you've endured, the heartbreak, the betrayals, the moments where were lost, and the moments that you lost yourself. That pain does not have to define you. But if you choose, you could take those experiences and reshape them into something powerful. You can learn from it, create from it, and rise because of it, not in spite of it. Alchemizing pain is about awareness and choice, not allowing struggle to consume you, but deciding to mold it into something that serves your growth, your purpose, and your power. And Anna teaches us that transformation is possible, but we have to be willing to step into it. Lesson five: Hailey Bailey, a real life reflection of Anana's descent. Who, y'all? When I saw the situation happen to Hailey, it truly broke my heart. Here she was rising as this Disney princess, and then all of a sudden she pops out pregnant by this guy, DDG. Halle Bailey's heartbreaking experience with DDG is a real life reflection of the themes in Anana's myth: power imbalance, betrayal, public humiliation, and the struggle to reclaim oneself after being stripped down. I want to explore with all tenderness and care, how Hailey Bailey's story connects to Anana's myth. Number one, stripping of identity. Anana was forced to remove her crown, her jewels, and her robes as she descended into the underworld, leaving her completely vulnerable. Hailey, once celebrated for her talent and grace, has been publicly dragged, manipulated, and emotionally wounded by someone who once claimed to love her. Number two, the illusion of love versus control. Anana entered the underworld thinking she could navigate it on her own terms, but she was met with brutality and betrayal. Halle's relationship started with admiration and affection, but over time, it became a cycle of emotional and physical abuse. And this is, I'm about to break from the script, as y'all know I often do, and just come with the real. Like this boy, because he is a boy, I'm not going to call him a man. He purposefully sought out her and intended to baby trap her. And he accomplished that. And you could see the writing on the walls. Women who are in our 40s and over, we saw that from a mile away. We knew what he was doing. He was plotting, he was planning, he was scheming. And I saw that older people on the internet tried to warn her, but she tried to tell us to stay out of her business. But we just knew that she was going to come back around. And here we are now. But that doesn't have to be her end, though. Number 3, she faced public humiliation and victim blaming. Just as Inanna was judged and left for dead, Halle has faced public scrutiny, gaslighting, and attacks from DDG's followers, who have turned against her because of his manipulative narratives. 4, the rise after the fall. Inanna did not stay in the underworld. She rose again and transformed. Halle is now fighting back, reclaiming her voice and setting boundaries by filing a restraining order and seeking protection for herself and her child. The situation with Halle really hits close to home, and I want to share with you all my Facebook post on this. Lesson 5: Abuse, Prey, and Baby Trapping. So, this is what I said. Ladies, please listen. Every soft, smart, ambitious woman isn't just loved, she's often targeted. Some men don't come into your life to love you, they come to use, drain, and dim your light. And the worst ones, the ones who smile, say all the right things, and call you wifey within weeks, they're often preying on and watching you because they can smell your softness, sweetness, and naivete, and the I just want to be loved energy from a mile away. They're drawn to women who are successful, have potential, are the quote unquote good girls who believe in love, who were raised right, not because they want to honor you, but because they want to be the first to ruin you. Let's call it what it is. It's spiritual warfare. And if you're not paying attention, you'll think it's love until you wake up one day isolated, drained, disrespected, and holding a baby with a man who's now trying to destroy your life and reputation. What I need you to look out for, these are the warning signs. Listen up. If he's rushing intimacy and moving too fast, if he says, I love you way too soon, and I'm talking about like within a week, a couple of months, red flag, y'all. He's talking about marriage within weeks. If he gets angry when you set a boundary, if he talks about his exes like they're all crazy, but never admits any fault, if he's always on social media but never shows up for you in real life, if he's constantly wanting access to your body but avoiding accountability with his own, if he isolates you from your friends and family, if he's demanding constant communication, demands for your time and consumes your time, if he floods you with over the top compliments and praise, if he gives excessive affection and attention, especially early in getting to know one another, if he needs constant validation and reassurance from you, if he becomes overly jealous or possessive, y'all, this is not love. This is control. This is predatory, this is manipulation, and these are huge red flags. Please excuse that truck that's going by when I'm trying to record. But anyway, you're not crazy for overthinking. You're being shown who he is. Believe his actions the first time. Don't make excuses for him. Leave him immediately. Y'all, don't try to second guess yourself. Don't try to talk yourself out of what you see and what you're feeling. Y'all, block him on everything. This is not a game. You don't owe anyone your body, your loyalty, or your future just because they showed you a little attention. You're not here to be someone's rehab, mother, or come up story. You are here to build, to glow, and to thrive. And if love ever requires you to shrink, suffer, or silence yourself, it's not love. If someone's action makes you question your reality, doubt yourself, or feel trapped, believe it the first time. Protect yourself. Too many women have been taken out by men who studied them like prey, and I don't want that for you. So, in closing, if Anana's story resonates with you, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below, what's a moment in your life where pain has transformed you? Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, I am Shadow Moon, priestess and oracle and head mistress of the Dark Mother Mystery School, signing off. Class is dismissed.